who controls the majority in the National Assembly, and who should take the position of the majority leader in the National Assembly. And in a layman's understanding, I want to say and submit that you can look into this in two major ways. And one of the ways is that you look at the individual parties. If you're dealing with UDA, ODM, Jubilee, Wiper, ANC, you look at them at the level of individual parties. And if I look at numbers, the real figures, because this is a game of mathematics and you cannot avoid, if you want to get the sum of two numbers, there's no way you can get 2 as the correct answers. If you have 1 plus 1, it's only 2, and not any other answer can become right. 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 3 is 5. The answer is only 1. According to the available statistics, the last time I checked, in Parliament, in National Assembly, out of 290 members of Parliament plus 47 women representatives, UDA was controlling an overwhelming 146 members of Parliament. Then ODM was following with a slight minority of 90 members of Parliament. But if you're not to consider the individual parties, then you can consider maybe the coalition parties or coalition of parties. Kenya Kwanza was leading with 169 members. Azimio had 162 and others were 2. However, out of those, there are those members of Parliament who joined as independent member and who joined the Kenya Kwanza Brigade later and moments after the election was declared. And the question is, did they follow the right procedure when they were switching sides from independent into Kenya Kwanza? There are also those members like the UDM parties that had 7 members of Parliament and who joined Kenya Kwanza moments after the election, and they were previously in Azimio. The question is, despite them saying previously that they were not legally in Azimio, did they, if they were in Azimio, as if you consider it in the mind of a person who is in Azimio, and what Azimio is saying that they did not legally opt out of Azimio, did they follow the right procedure, and what has the registrar of political parties have to say about their shift or their movement? So if you consider that, then the fight is as well good and lost from both the conception of Azimio and the perception of ODM as the majority in Parliament. And the next thing I want to look into this is that I would like you to flash back to the time when the Speaker of the National Assembly was being elected on 8th September 2022. And there was a stiff competition between Moses Wetangula of Kenya Kwanza and Kenneth Marende of Azimio. Now, what I want you to get attentive to is how the voting went on. Now, according to the first round, and this is the round I believe the true allies are known, because in round 2, there are those who will change their stand and most probably look at the numbers on the other side and decide to switch and not to vote those they had voted for previously. And so if you look at the round 1, one required to have 233 members to have the 2/3 and majority voting to them for them to win the election. However, in round 1, Moses Wetangula of Kenya Kwanza achieved 214 votes. That is 214 members of parliament voted in favor of Kenya Kwanza, and Kenneth Marende of Azimio acquired only 130. That's almost a double voting against Marende. That tells you that without even looking at numbers and without even having the knowledge of how many members of parliament we have in Kenya Kwanza and in how many we have in Azimio, then it tells you that obviously the majority are in Kenya Kwanza, and so we should not waste time to discuss and to argue who has the majority. The truth is the majority are in Kenya Kwanza, and that's my opinion. Maybe you have a different opinion. Kindly share with us in the comment section, and don't forget to share this video. Leave a comment, please. Let's hear your views.